Hello, my name is Kate. I'm a wedding and portrait photographer. And my last couple videos, I showed you a little bit about how I set up an in-home studio, my lighting, my settings, that kind of thing. And I walked you through how I would actually pose and capture those photos. I hope you watched those. If not, pop back into my portfolio and you can take a look through those so you have some idea what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm just talking at you randomly. Today, I'm taking you through my next step, what I would do once I have those photographs. So I'm going to show you how I load them onto my computer. I've talked a little bit about my backup process in previous videos again, but I'm going to show you what I'm actually doing, how I cull through my photos today, and then I'm actually going to take you through a live editing session in my next video. So make sure you come back in a few days and that will be live too. The first step I'm going to do as soon as I hop into my office, I'm going to grab my SD card. Because I back up all of my images onto 2 cards every single time, it doesn't matter which one I have. I always have them formatted, so every card has only those images in it, which makes it really easy for me to be able to put them onto my computer without having to sort through by date and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna pop right in this folder here, and this shows all the photos that I took in that portrait session. And I am awkward in front of the camera. I think every photographer does a lot better behind the camera instead of being in front of the camera. So there's a lot to cull and I'm going to be picky. However, at the same time, as a portrait photographer, wedding photographer, YouTuber, I always need a huge variety of pictures to choose from because one picture might work for one thing, doesn't work for another. So I can cull other people's things a lot better than I can cull mine. So bear with me. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna select all those images, copy them, and then I'm gonna pop over. I have a self-portrait folder. And I'm going to copy this template right here. This is the template that I always have. And it is my base copy for, let me just rename this here. I'm going to put 5 and the date is March 3rd, 2023. And I'm going to say home studio. Oops. And then when I pop in here, I've mentioned this before, I have all of my RAWs go in here, GoPro footage. That's typically GoPro footage, and also if I do any sort of phone recording and stuff like that. So I'll throw that into my GoPro footage. It's kind of my preliminary folder for my video footage. And then as soon as I've edited it, that will then pop over into my video footage. This is where I save my sneak peeks, obviously, low res, high resolution. Those are my folders right there. So I'm gonna go into my all RAWs and I'm gonna paste all of those images in there. As soon as those are done uploading, I will always, without any delay, I will always back it up onto my hard drive. This is my RAWs hard drive. This is something that has every single photo I've taken in the last like 4 years on it. This is my just in case, my rainy day. You never know what's gonna happen. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug this sucker in. And I have a lot in there. And then I'm going to copy that entire folder over where I just put my RAWs, all the good and the bad. I'm going to copy those over and put it straight onto my RAW folder. So this is my folder that I just created, this one, sorry. This is my folder. I'm going to take that straight over onto my RAWs, and typically I'll find the right folder, take that into my self-portraits, and I'm going to paste that right over. That way then I know without a doubt I am always going to have those photographs and I don't ever have to worry about deleting something, because that was something that I was always really afraid of when I first started out, was going through photographs and feeling like I was deleting something forever. Whereas Photo Mechanic is phenomenal in the sense of being able to change your mindset from deleting to favoriting. So you're favoriting your photographs, and then you're going to reduce your favorites down a little bit more until you have the right amount of images that you want for that actual session. So I'm going to let that copy over in the background. In the meantime, I'm going to open up Photo Mechanic and I'm going to find my folder in here, just remembering which one it is. I'm going to go into my all RAWs. So these are all my photos, good, bad. I kind of wish I had someone else as my model for this, but we'll do what we can. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I'm selecting one image over another. I'm not necessarily going to talk about every single image because there's 400 and we don't have all day. Obviously, this one first was setting up for my exposure and such like that. So when I go through my very first time, I always tag my photos. I'm tagging it with the letter T, that's the shortcut. I'm gonna tag a photo that I think is decent. Something that is usable. We'll see, it might not make the final cut, but this is sort of my first call through. I always do too. So this first cull, clearly that's not gonna make the first one. Underexposed, I'm not looking, not focused. Okay, we're gonna skip through it. This, not bad, so I'm gonna tag that one. My eyes are not in focus, so I'm gonna use this zoom control here, and I can zoom in. Oh, let's not zoom that far. Hold on a minute. Yeah, the eye's not in focus. So this is one part you have to be super careful of depending on what aperture you're shooting at. This was 1.8 because my eyes were not completely square to the camera. One eye's in focus, one eye's not. So that, I'm not gonna use that because I don't like that. So let's skip through. I need to change them. Oh yeah. Let's see what we got. That one's okay. A little bit of different. So I'm just randomly tagging things that just kind of catch my eye. And I'm keeping in mind the way that I can use these photographs. Oh, this is where I try getting a little bit of movement. So these, as you can see, are very hit or miss. You'll either get a photo you love or you'll get a photo you hate. And that's okay. So just randomly gonna go through, tag what I like. That one clearly, that one's okay. That will be, maybe I'll kind of crop it in a little bit more, have more of a horizontal style to this. My eyes look boring. That one's okay. That might make a good like portfolio picture perhaps. Oh, and this, okay, that was where I was trying to show you what I was seeing. Very poorly apparently. Let's see, that one's kind of fun. So that one. And I'm gonna show you how I edit all of these photographs so that I make them usable for whatever I need. And I can then highlight what I like and reduce what I don't like in the way of how I edit. Oh, this is where I changed the lighting setup. So this is where I had boosted up my, you can see here, I boosted up my aperture. I let in less light into the camera, and I still kept the shutter speed reasonably decent because I wanted to try and create a little bit more mood there. And it certainly kind of worked there, but let's see. Kind of feel like this one, where is it? Feels like my high school, like my graduation photo, so we're gonna skip that one. That one's okay. So because I'm square onto the camera there, both eyes are in focus, which is really nice. Oh look, even the wrinkles too. We'll soften those in post. So the nice thing with tagging is you can quickly tag or untag it if you change your mind as you flip back and forth. That one's okay. I'm not going to tag too many. I know that we got a lot of variety. I can see that I'm not actually looking at the camera there. I'm looking at my screen above it. So we're just going to skip that one. That one's okay. So I look for a variety in the way of, I mean, obviously focus would be lovely. In the way of smiling, non-smiling, with my camera, without my camera, because there's so many different ways to use photographs, and you want to make sure that when you do have your photos, you have a nice selection. And that goes for when you're delivering any gallery, that is. Yeah, see, that was where I was getting a lot of shadow, right, kind of right over here from that light. I had the directional source going this direction, and then as soon as my camera was there, it was just kind of blocking that light, so that kind of killed that shot a little bit. That one's, oh, what did I just press the wrong one? Let's see. Yeah, see, I can see I'm looking at the camera in one, and I'm looking at the screen in another. So I'm gonna take obviously the one where I'm looking at the screen. No, that's not quite focused. So we're gonna skip right over that. I think I focused on my nose. So one tough part with being in front of the camera and behind the camera is you really only have so much control, which is kind of tough. Skip some of these, that one's okay. This is nice because it is a little bit different than the all dark. Gives that little bit of variety. Oh, that's kind of fun. Well, it's so serious. And then I popped in my camera, which is kind of nice. Oh, yikes. Let's skip those. Those clearly are very overexposed, though it does give kind of a nice white backdrop when I do edit. So you know what? I'll tag that just so we can see what it does look like in post. And we'll grab a couple of these. We don't need many. Oh, this is where I change with, okay, let's skip that. With perspective, just to try and get a little variety and a little bit of foreground and background. So we'll see how those edit in Lightroom for us. I'm curious where the hand ones are here. That one's okay. So just skipping through. Okay, these are kind of cool. kind of moody. I like that one maybe. Either one. So we'll take a look in Lightroom. Oh, this is where I put the plastic wrap over the lens. I think there's a time and a place for it. This didn't necessarily suit that. And this was where I tried the pampas grass, and that was kind of a fail. Didn't like that so much. So this, not as happy with the lighting in this situation as soon as I changed my exposure there. So what did I do there? Oh, you know what? I must have bumped up my lighting, because you can see right here, you can see that all of my settings are exactly the same as my settings here. So I must have bumped up my light a little bit, which is a lot more flattering. Just you get rid of some of those extra shadows that you don't necessarily want. I like that one more than that one. So I'm just literally skipping through and being careful, but I'm also being liberal with what I take, because I'm always going to go through for a second cull, and that's where I pick my favorites up. Oh, I like this. So just skip through nice and quick. It didn't focus. I don't know what that's focused on, but that's definitely not. Yeah, I focused on my earring instead of my face. So we're gonna skip those ones. Maybe. Apparently I'm too serious in these photographs. So we'll try again another time. But these are all out of focus, which I really don't like. It's not quite on my eyes there. I obviously moved a little bit after I hit that focus. That's okay. Okay, so that is my first cull. So I'm gonna go through now, and I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna go tagged. Then I'm gonna go select all, and I can see here that I have 54 tagged, so that's not too bad. I'm gonna then go to my untagged. These are the ones that I didn't love as much, and I'm gonna select those, and I'm gonna delete them, because I still have them on both SD cards. I haven't removed them from any SD card until, I mean, technically they're delivered to somebody else, but they're mine, so it's a little bit different. And I also have them backed up on my RAWs, so it's always on my external hard drive, there forever. Then I'm gonna go back in, and I'm gonna go and show all. So now I have 54 images that I can now select through, and I'm gonna choose my favorites. And because I'm gonna be showing you how I edit, I'm gonna just kind of be a little bit more selective as to what I choose today. And I'm gonna use numbers 1 and 5. So 5, you will actually color grade it to the purple, and 1 color grades it, hold on, what do we got here? To red. So you can see that it's red here, or I can change it to purple. So my way of doing it is, if I don't select a color for it, then I think it's sort of middle ground. It's okay. If I hit that purple, I love it. That's a keeper 100%. And if I hit the red, it's just, no, it's not as good as the other ones that I've selected. So when I'm done, I'll show you kind of how I sort through those. So I'm going to select through. I don't know if I love that. So I'm going to hit the red on there. Go for 1. Apparently gonna be very critical. So we're gonna keep this one. I think that one's possibly okay. A little bit different, so I'm gonna bring that one into, I like this somewhat kind of smile. That one I like more. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna hit the red on that, because this one I prefer. And I like that, it's a little bit different. Of these two, I prefer this one. So I'm gonna keep that one unchecked. That doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means I don't like it as much as my purple. Yeah, I like the exposure a lot more on this one to work with than this one. Too many just natural shadows in the skin tones. That one I like. That one I like. That one, no, I'm gonna keep that one away. Let's see. Okay, I like that one more than this one, so I'm gonna select this one in the way of number 5, and then this one I'll keep unchecked. That one, not sure I like that. That one, yeah. I like that, I like that. Nope, I like that one more than that one, so I'm gonna go back and I just switch those over. That one I think is nice, and that one I wanna show you the way that those two edit together, being slightly overexposed and slightly underexposed there. That one's kind of fun. I think we can, no, you know what, we're gonna choose that one instead. And these ones are cute, I like those. So let's see, that one. Eyes, and then I'm gonna go back here, and that's eyes closed. So that way then I've got a little bit of both. Oh. So we're gonna select those. I don't actually want to edit these ones. I just wanted to kind of show you those. Let's do this, and we have enough hands. So we're gonna do this one. I will do this one. Once I am there, I am then gonna go and I'm gonna turn off the ones I didn't select and turn off the purple. And then I'm gonna select all, and I see I have 21 photographs. That for me is enough photographs. So I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna turn off the purple because I wanna keep those, and I'm gonna show the ones that I selected red and then show the ones that I didn't select at all actually. I'm gonna select everything, and then I'm gonna also delete those too. Because again, they're always on my raw folder. They're never actually gone. And that way I then have 21 of my favorite photographs, and I don't feel that I've specifically deleted any. I've just favorited, which is really great. From here, I am then going to show you in my next video how I put them into my Lightroom program, how I keep that all really organized, and how I actually edit these photographs. So I'm going to talk you through just very quickly as to what I'm doing. And in later videos, I'm going to really elaborate on the techniques and the things that I'm doing as well. So check back for our next video, and you're not going to want to miss out. I'm going to tell you it all, everything that I'm doing as we go. I'm so stoked that you're here with me today, and I hope this has helped you a little bit as to get a little insight into the program.